Welcome to my short room tour of my X-Force statues. Sorry about the portrait orientation on the filming. I was a knucklehead there, but I'm not going to go back and refilm it. So I guess we can all just suffer through. Here's Warpath on top of what will eventually become the Demon Bear, if it's not already supposed to be the Demon Bear, after a little bit of paint modification. Warpath, his skin tone is too light. He has a Caucasian skin tone. No matter who tries to gaslight me and tell me otherwise, this does not look like the skin tone of Native American. Alright, so there's that. I'll probably do some paint tweaks on Warpath too, but overall, fantastic statue. Yeah, I'm really happy with it, other than the minor issues. I think the Demon Bear's eyes should be glowing. I think his tongue should be pink. His claws should be much more white looking, as drawn by Bill Sienkiewicz in New Mutants 18 and 19. If it's not the Demon Bear, if it's just supposed to be some gigantic grizzly, well, mine's going to be the Demon Bear. Also, I think the buckle, the X logo on the buckle should be black, but that's just my preference thing. Overall, really cool statue. Okay, let's move on. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to show all the switch outs on these things. The Warpath does have a different head. That's the head that I prefer. And here we come to a custom Sabretooth. The Warpath is also a custom. This group is doing a bunch of X-Force and really got me hooked on their X-Force line. When it comes to X-Force, I am what some people call a normie, meaning that I really don't know a whole lot about it. I haven't read many X-Force books. I read just a couple of them, so I need to read. And I don't even think Sabretooth was ever in X-Force. But this is the Alejandro Pereira sculpt of Sabretooth. He has switch-out arms, which have different hands, but they're almost exactly the same. On this statue, yeah, again, paint could be a little bit better. You know, it's production paint. That's just kind of, you get spoiled when you see custom paint. One thing I would have changed on this is the logo is not an oval. I don't know why Pereira went with an oval logo here. Should have been round, in my opinion. I love the mouth on this guy. So there's two head sculpts, one with long hair. I prefer the long-haired Sabretooth without the weird mask element, but this snarling mouth with the fangs is just really fantastic. Sorry about the camera shake here. I'm just doing this with my cell phone, no pro here. Yeah, but I really love this statue. Just got this guy in. Here's a Franco Domino. Oh, by the way, my scales are mixed. Sorry about that. Oh, the one group does like a 1 to 3.5 scale, and then this is a quarter scale domino. So I have a bunch of quarter scale mixed in with 1 to 3.5. She came with two different bases. Came with a ton of weapon switch outs. These are my preferred ones. This is a Russian weapon that is not imported to the US. You can see, if you're familiar with AK style Kalashnikov receivers, that it's clearly a Kalashnikov receiver, but it takes some high caliber rounds that most of the US imported firearms don't take. So I thought that was really neat because that was this weapon that you can't get in the US. I went with that. And then I like the pistol. She can also have a shotgun, and I think there's a couple other weapons. Usually once I put on the desired switch outs, I don't do much switching out on my stuff, just because I keep them packed away in a toolbox, a couple toolboxes, and maybe I'm a little lazy. Franco Carlissimo sculpt. I think it's one of the best female sculpts that he's done. Just fantastic sculpture here. I really like this one. I sold this statue to a friend and made him promise that if he decided to sell it, that he would hit me up, give me first refusal. And that's what ended up happening, and it came back. I only sold her because I have 3 other dominoes, and I'm trying to get control of my multiple characters. But I'm going to find it real hard to let her leave a second time. I think she's here to stay. Here's Sideshow X23 that's been tweaked with X-Force colors. So the yellow parts were painted a gray in color, the belt was done in a different color, the logo is done more X-Force like. Her portrait, I had John Allred did this for me. I had him put on black lipstick, and this came out really nice. I really like the way this turned out. Continuing on, here is Wolverine. This is the Sideshow Wolverine that has been repainted to X-Force colors. The costume is really the Astonishing costume with kind of a more traditional head sculpt. I don't know why they didn't go with the Astonishing mask, but that's what Sideshow did. And so I had Louis Villamar do this for me. Fantastic job. And the one thing I would have preferred, I didn't tell Louis to do this, so it's no fault of his, but the skin tone on this looks like he's been down in a coal mine. He's covered in dust, or he's covered in this gray kind of weird skin tone. So I would like to lighten that flesh tone up, I think, to be more representative of what Wolverine. I don't understand why on statues the statue companies really struggle with flesh tone. You might recognize this girl back here. This is the Sideshow Psylocke that was redone in X-Force for Spooktacular. I think 2019 Spooktacular. I don't remember. I bought this. I got lucky. I got in it was sold out in an hour. I got in on it because I was obsessed with watching statue content at that time, and I lucked out. It popped up and then disappeared. It's limited to 150. I have a friend who is really hot to buy this one, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, over here we have the same group that did Sabretooth has done a Rogue. Again, being what I term, actually I stole the term from Eric July, and I don't know where he got it. He probably got it from somewhere, but normie. I'm an X-Force normie, meaning I like the idea about the whole thing, but I don't know a heck about the content. So I don't think Rogue was ever in X-Force, but this group, this custom group, hires fantastic sculptors. He just does a great job. So I'm all in on his stuff, and so I got his Rogue. Here's the Sideshow Deadpool from many years ago. I don't even remember what this was, maybe 2017 or so. I bought this secondhand. I got it after the fact. I got it when I really started getting X-Force things. So here he is. I've got an X-Force Deadpool. He's a little weirdly scaled. He's a little oddly scaled. He should be taller than Franco's Domino. Domino is perfect. If you look up her scale, if you look at her height, 5'8", her she's scaled perfectly for 1/4 scale. But there he is. He'll be replaced by that group's Domino. I'm sorry, by that group's Deadpool when he comes out. And then the last one on this display is Archangel. This guy is gigantic. His wings are huge. He takes up a ton of space. This was sculpted by Caleb Nefson. Again, it's that same custom group that kicked off with X-Force, and I'll show you their first 2 sculptures, their first 2 statues when I move to the other area. But this guy is just fantastic. He's a little underscaled. He's much closer to 1/4 than he is to 1 to 3.5. Here you can see well, maybe you can't, but if you look at Rogue's head compared to his head, he is really in scale at 1/4, and she is closer to being in scale at 1 to 3.5. Here's a different group that has done this X-Force and Domino. So there's another Domino of mine. I have tons of Wolverines. Wolverine and Domino. This is Alejandro Pereira. And the sculpt is fantastic. It's in that 1 to 3.5 scale. I don't believe in only being positive. I really like this statue. It came out really nice. The sculpt is great. But to sit here and to tell you that there's nothing wrong with any statue is, I feel, being disingenuous. So the critiques on this statue for me, number one critique is the color used on Wolverine's costume is too blue. It really is. I don't know how it's coming through on my cell phone camera here, but it should be much grayer than that. They made some weird color choices on the boots. That's okay, I can live with that. It's kind of a brown color. My big critique would be the paint on Wolverine. If I could invest the money to get this repainted, that'd probably be the way I go. And here's Alejandro's oval X-Force belt buckle again. I don't know why he's doing that. Okay, so there's some more X-Force in a different location. This is that group, the group that had done the other ones that really got me hooked. This is their first statue. This was Wolverine by Franco Carlissimo, and Franco just does a fabulous Wolverine. I've got the kind of the Delato beard portrait on here. It comes with a ton of portraits. Like I said, I'm not going to show you all the switch outs. Sorry about that. I just picked my favorites, and I like the katana, so I put that in his hand. But there are switch outs where you can have claws open on both hands, or you can have the katana, or I don't even remember all the different switch outs of this guy I've had for a couple of years now. Just a fantastic statue. And he's on top of 2 dead guys. So this is, kind of a Dio, or 3 dead guys. How many dead guys are we missing? 2 dead guys. And just fantastic. I mean, this was this group's kickoff into custom statues, and he really knocked it out of the park. And then he followed it right up with X-23. So, and her base follows the same theme. Sorry about a couple of switch outs are laying here, and got LBS Thor, one of his hammers on there. I don't like that. I don't like leaving switch outs laying around next to statues. But I need to buy another toolbox to the tune of $600, so I'll need to pick that up. But here again, yeah, she is just a very dynamic statue, jumping on top of this guy and giving it to him. I think he did a great job on this statue. Next up is Alejandro Pereira Sabretooth that he did many years ago for the custom group that did the Domino and Wolverine Dio that I showed you. And the commissioner had this one painted in X-Force colors because it's just a classic Sabretooth, the Jim Lee style costume. When I saw this, I jumped right on it. I got a great deal. It's custom painted by Artsizer. If you're in the custom paint world, you know who Artsizer is. I feel this was the best deal I got from that group. The commissioner, this was his own piece, and I guess he got tired of the X-Force, so he was going to ditch it. And me being a sucker for X-Force, jumped on it, and it's custom painted. So I would love to have this statue in classic paint. I might consider doing that now that I've got the other Pereira Sabretooth. But I don't know, it's going to be kind of hard to paint over a custom paint. Oh, by the way, I like that what Artsizer did with like the natural looking claws poking through the gloves. I think that's really cool. The other Sabretooth I have has metallic claws like They're built into the glove. But I really like this idea about clawed fingers poking through his gloves. And because I'm a maniac, I got the X-Force Archangel by XM. This statue gets a bad rap, but I think they did a fantastic job on this. Yeah, I think this is, in recent times, one of XM's better statues. It looks great. I think you can pose it. I mean, you can place it in different positions. So probably that you're looking down on it and he's flying up. I don't have right now the space to do that, but I think that would be the way to display this statue. But overall, I think this is just a fantastic Archangel. And if you're looking for Archangel, it's a pretty good option. So maybe find either the classic. They did this in both paint schemes, classic or X-Force. If you're looking for an Archangel, pick your flavor and maybe chase one of those down. Oh, and one more, I almost forgot. The Sideshow Domino. Sideshow Domino here, Sideshow did a fantastic job on this too. She's really not in X-Force colors, but that's okay. Her suit is very dark anyway. See, it's navy and black. And I have the portrait displayed with her blowing the smoke coming out of her pistol. Fantastic. This is just another one that very affordable too. I don't know what it goes for in the aftermarket these days, but if you're looking for a domino, this is a great option for a domino. And here you get the idea of why I need to thin the herd a little bit. I'm going to have domino represented in 1, 2, 3, 4 statues probably by the end of 2023. So I'm really out of space, so it's time to make some tough choices.
And one last mention is a repaint I had done of Sideshow's Nightcrawler, so I'll have Nightcrawler represented in this course as well. Thanks folks for watching my little brief room tour. Sorry the quality wasn't quite up to what some folks do on their